Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophia, pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue unpacking some Chinese expressions talking about our ideal beauty. So today we're going to talk about a particular focus of the culture. It's on female smile. And the way Chinese say it is 巧笑倩兮,巧笑倩兮. Okay, when Chinese describe a girly giggle, we use 巧. I translate it as a crafty smile, as if that person is like intentionally made up this smile, but no, it's more like a spontaneous. And I translate it as crafty because the character itself means dexterous, means somebody's good with their hands, making stuff. Somebody who is, I guess, good with hands. In this case, it's a smile. That means good with smile. Means somebody who smiles often, that it comes naturally to them. They don't have to force a smile. They just burst into smile. Like I'm that type of person. Like I burst into smile all the time. And 巧笑, this 巧 is made of, okay, two horizontal lines connected with one vertical line. That's the ancient tool. I guess that's the ancient icon for engineering tool. Because in ancient times, to make perpendicular corners when building houses, it's important to make sure it's perfectly perpendicular, right? So gravity is not pulling it left and right. It's just perfectly stacked up. So this perfection is reached or helped with device that's make straight corners. And this rectangular corner making thing, it's this looking thing. And because it happened to be simple as well, two horizontal lines with one vertical line, this simple icon eventually used to mean craftsmanship, to represent the ancient. I guess in contemporary, it will be civil engineering, but in ancient times, it's just in general craftsmanship. Okay, and then the right side, horizontal line with this almost looks like a number 5 now look like it, right? So there is this line that's not going straight. In Chinese, that's not that many icons or characters are represented by curvious lines. When we do have this curve in a line, that's intentionally. That's definitely, if by any chance it can be depicted by a linear line, we will do that because that's more economy of the language. But once we intentionally add a curve to it, that's intentional. And this curve is line depicting the puff of air from your lungs. Okay, and then this horizontal line is the stopper, the speech-making chamber, your mouth, lips, tongue, and teeth. All these devices keeps moving, keeps changing shapes, keeps producing different sound bits. And that sound making or speech making process is depicted here. It's like a puff of air going to this blocker to create the speech. Okay, so Chinese emphasize the speaking of the airflow. Okay, I guess in contemporary world we're living in, yoga emphasize breathing, or sports in general. Like whenever you need to use your body, you need to coordinate breathing with whatever activity you're doing, right? So this air supply became a thing in Chinese concept of how we operate. So this puff of air being blocked, that's Chinese way, almost like the Chinese way to say the flow, because it's the flow of the air for making speech, but also it's the flow of the energy for you to do all other things. And when it paired with this crafty symbol, the craftsman symbol, ancient engineering device, then together it means you're in the flow. Your hand know what to do, but you have the energy, the airflow, the breathing to go with it. So that when you're making it, it's almost like coordination of your body in whatever way, either making stuff or simply moving your body, you're having this unity of your air, your breathing, your living part of you versus the structural part of you that are coordinated. It's in harmony. And that's kind of 巧. That's how we define 巧. And I can give you an example because in ancient people, Chinese have, at least in museums today, we can see many, many very crafty artworks or artifacts. It became, in ancient, as evidence to speak to the craftsmanship in ancient times, like either it's embroidery or tiny little painting on a tiny space. It's very crafty. And that demonstration of how you can control the movement of your hand, how dexterous, your hand can be. And that can only be achieved when you can move your hand, when you can kind of control your breathing as well, because your breathing make your body keeps moving, right? So only when you know when to breathe, when you're moving your hand, can you achieve a certain level of accuracy? Can you give this extraordinary, delicate, and exquisite artwork? And so together, crafty. 笑, okay, we have the top bamboo symbol. So most of the Chinese plant symbol is upward turning, trident looking thing. That's our plant. Only bamboo is the one that was draping leaves that goes downward, kind of like that. So two of them means it's a cluster of bamboo because bamboos don't come in singular. They always like a wall, a cluster of them, a colony of bamboo. Then the bottom is two legs standing being, and I would view this as somebody who is walking fast. So big striding person with the arm kind of puff out and with the head turned. That depicts a person in action as going in a certain direction. So the body is leaning forward toward that direction. So it gives you a sense of speed walking. And so when you speed walking, you tend to bend your body, right? And when you smile, when you laugh, when you giggle, you tend to bend your body as well. So Chinese character make that connection of as if somebody is a fast walking, speed walking, it's kind of bending forward with the leaves draping, the bamboo leaves draping. Okay, bamboo leaves draping also create the image of bamboo when they are swinging in the wind, they are going to bend, right? So both fast walking and bamboo, human bending and bamboo bending have this bending moment. And they stack up together to give you the sense of bending. And that's the moment when you're laughing hard, I guess, when you have to, when you're showing your energy coming out and then you're going to go forward, you're going to bend. So that's a cultural connection we made. And because smile is hard to depict, right? How are you going to depict a smile? So Chinese use similar looking thing in life, fast walking and bamboo bending to depict what happened, what may happen when somebody is laughing hard. Okay, 巧笑倩兮. Okay, 倩. It's kind of straight line human figure. This is the human figure. And the right side is the the color of life. Okay, the bottom is the color, the top is the life. Okay, a few episodes we just talk about this in detail. Life symbol is made of the plant symbol, kind of like trident looking thing, right? This is the simplest representation of plant. It's kind of like children drawing. If they want to show grass growing, this will be it, right? And then the one first horizontal line is a ground level. So we can see the plant has this above the ground part and below the ground part. And the second horizontal line, making sure it has to be longer than the first horizontal line because this one is the indicator. That's where the language creator wants to draw your attention to. It's intersecting with the very tip of the root. That means the message it points you to is yes, it's something growing under the ground. It's still rooted under the ground. Therefore, it's still alive. So the whole thing is our life symbol. And the bottom part of it is the entrance of a mine or a well or something. It's an opening of the earth, like an artificial structure, opening of the earth, so that people, humans, can extract, excavate, mine minerals or whatever is useful for humans under the unearth something. So this is the entrance to the earth. And this dot in the middle means some mineral or whatever treasures we value that we can excavate from the earth. So most often in ancient times, the pigments used in paintings came from mineral. Mineral came from mining. And this became the mining symbol, was then transferred to use the pigment, the color. So color of life paired with a person. That means that person is very lively, it's vibrant, it has its prime years on that person. It has the color of life on them. And I translate it as charming because this color of life showing on person, we have to picture this person in real life, like the person is a living being, and how humans perceive another human as charming or not. If that person is, I guess, contagious, right, with their smile, with their speaking, with their action, with their behavior, it's more interactive, right? And then that person is emitting all that energy to whoever is interacting with. And that would be considered kind of like English charming, like they charm you over with their energy. And that's the person with the color of life. I think that's a good comparison. Okay, she, I translate it as because it doesn't carry a particular meaning. It's not a object. It's a sound facilitator. It's almost like in English we have huh, kind of like a human tonal expression without a concrete thing in it. So similarly in Chinese, when we have a xi, this xi often add toward the very end of a sentence, because in ancient Chinese, there's no punctuation. Punctuation was imported from the West, and then we have this comma and the period thing. Before then, all the characters are connected together. Then how are you going to know when is the stop? So xi serve as a function, as if it's a period in English. I mean, it's pretty elaborate, right? So the Chinese express this xi as, you see, they share the same symbol. I have to drag it over. These two look the same. Puff of air going through a blocker. This is a Chinese speaking depiction. Almost like an air review, somebody view on top of your head, right? You have this puff of air from your lung going out, and then you have your teeth blocking it. So this speaking function, once it's out of the sound bits coming out of you, it comes to the world that have two. It's a Chinese number 8, but it also means puff of air, separated. It gives you the sense of separation as two entities in opposite directions, right? It's moving opposite directions. So it gives you the visual sense of when you're speaking. So this is related to speaking. Then you have one sentence separated from another sentence. So it's almost like when you're speaking, it's continuously, right? And then once you have this subtle stop, like right there, a gap in between two puffs of air, you're breathing, right? You're taking a break from your speaking. And normally that pairs with finishing a meeting group. And that's the moment when we take a breath and send out this, batchify our message. It's not continuous. It's like one bit, another beat, a batch of message. That's how we deliver message, right? It's a sequential, and there are gaps in these batches. And this gapping thing, in period or in comma, full stop or half stop. It gives you the sense of how closely connected or how small the two gaps between two puffs of the air is, right? So full stop is a bigger gapper and the comma is like small gapper. But Chinese visually depicting the speaking with this gap, okay? So because Chinese like to form 4 character expressions, 巧笑倩兮, both 巧 and 倩 are descriptions. So 巧 is describing 笑, and then who this Qian is describing is the person who carried that smile. Okay, so whoever easily laugh, that at the beginning I said 巧笑 means that somebody who is good at laughing. I mean, laugh often. Therefore, it looks like 巧笑. It's like easily bursting into laugh. And that person, whoever carried that, have this energy emitting, color of life thing. That's the charming of the whole person. But we don't say it. We imply it. You can deduce it. You don't need to. Yeah, you don't need to verbalize it if everybody can infer it. That's the economy of Chinese. So basically it means 巧笑倩人, right? We don't need to say 人 because of course it has the 人 right there in the middle of this character. So to make it a 4, we add a rhythm or a breather to it to make it a 4 sound. But the 西 really is the end of, like the end of the verbalization of the image you're creating in your language. 巧笑倩兮, okay, means that. And here's a good example of a popular actress who is not a big winner of awards, but she created such characters in Chinese entertainment, in media, that her memes was at least like 10 years ago, maybe all over the internet among Chinese men. And I guess Chinese men appreciate her smile so much that that's her main feature, signature smile, and also have this almost not exactly flirty, but kind of a spirited look from her. It's a different way. How do I say it? So Chinese have a certain ideal of woman. Culturally, traditionally, Chinese woman is supposed to be demure, supposed to be submissive, supposed to be, order takers from men. But she is different. She carries her own energy. She is her own life force. So she is kind of commanding man's attention in a different way. And that was actually appreciated. Therefore, her memes were popular in China. And I think her signature smile is a good illustration of what 巧笑倩兮 would look like, of this expression. All right. Thank you for watching. See you another day.